Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you again for inviting and Yadi Madad to all the friends.
No, you're most welcome and thank you. We should thank you for coming. We're all waiting for you,
Alhamdulillah.
mashallah. Thank you.
Shukr alhamdulillah. So today we will continue on the parables and allegories part 16. And today's surah, especially some of the deep understanding in this surah. I remember when the first time I ever heard from my teacher, I was amazed, and I hope same for the friends here today and tomorrow, whomever will listen to this recording. We will cover some principles, some tawilat, and some deep understanding. This also will help us understand why Isme Azam needs to be recited in a very fast and abundant manner. Meaning, we cannot recite the Isme Azam slowly with the less quantity, but the quantity and the speed needs to be matched if we are looking for end result. Inshallah, pray for me and we will ask Imam Zaman for his help. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Kareem, Al Akram. He is the most merciful, most merciful. May his help be with us. May his nur guide us on this path. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Our today's reference surah is Surah Al-Adiyat. Adiyat, horses. Or in this case, the horse. Surah of the horse. And when do we use the? When we are talking about a particular thing or a kind, not a generic, but a particular. That's when we use al. For example, when we say al-wahidul kahar, very particular ism. We do not say a wahidul kahar, but the wahidul kahar. This surah begins with Allah soaring upon running horses. When do we soar? When do we soar? Who do we soar upon? And why would Allah, the Subhan Almighty, the Great, the one who is above all else, would soar upon horses? यहाँ पर जो हमारे सामने आज रेफरेंस की सूरा है, सूरा अल आदियात, भागते हुए घोड़े और एक ऐसा घोड़ा जो पर्टिकुलर है, खास है, क्योंकि इसके आगे अल अल उस वक्त लगाया जाता है जब भी किसी चीज को खास दिखाने की जरूरत होती है कि ये कोई आम नहीं बल्कि खवास में से है। और खुदा कसम खाता है भागते हुए घोड़ों की, खड़े हुए घोड़े की नहीं, भागते हुए घोड़े की। अब सवाल पैदा हुआ कि खुदा क्यों कसम खाएगा किसी जानवर की जबकि वो खुद सुबहान, खुद रब ताला, उसके नूर की कोई मिसाल नहीं, उसकी हकीकत सबसे बुलंद है, वो क्यों किसी जानवर की कसम खाएगा। सवाल पैदा हुआ कि हम कब किसकी कसम खाते हैं। कितनी अजीब बात होगी कि अगर हम कहें हाउ स्ट्रेंज दैट वुड बी इफ यू वुड से I soared upon my sofa, on my TV, on my home, on my car, on my horse. This is not how कसम works. कसम कब खाते हैं, किसकी खाते हैं? या तो वो हमसे ज्यादा बुलंद, वो बुजुर्ग हो. Normally we soar upon something which is higher than us, greater than us. An example, खुदा की कसम, इमाम की कसम, रसूल की कसम, कुरान की कसम. Something which is greater, higher than you. You do not swear upon something which is lower than you. You do not say, Kasam upon my car, on my home. And when do we swear? हम कब कसम लेते हैं किसी चीज की? जब किसी चीज के ऊपर जोर देना होता है. When do we swear? When we wanted to emphasize on something. Emphasize on something. Then, who do we normally soar upon? Something is greater than us, something near to us, something we love, something is beloved. For example, मेरे बाप की कसम, मेरी माँ की कसम, मेरे बच्चों की कसम, जो हमको प्यारा होता है और जो हमारे करीब होता है. Something which is near to us, dear to us, close to us. But here, Allah soars upon running horses, on an animal. God forbid, Khuda na khasta, we cannot say the horse is such an animal that must be near and dear Allah. Then how do we understand this? And what is the principle of Quran? When you do not understand, when a thing or a phrase or an ayat does not make logic, then it requires ta'wil. When Allah wants to hide the secrets, batin, He hides under the ayat, the call wa kalam, which is not logical. So those who do not understand will just read and move forward as it would not make logic to them. And for the others, the one with the ilm and the understanding, they are the one who will stop there and they will ask question and they will look for the batin and the tawil under that ayat. And we are about to do the same today. Because that is how Allah teaches His mu'mineen. Which mu'mineens? The one who are mindful, paying attention to His ayat, to His signs, to the batin of it. Inshallah, with His own help, mercy, as our tawakkul is upon Him, He will guide us toward the right understanding of this. Let's see. Is Allah soaring upon something which is near and dear to Him? Let's look at that. The other point, as this Garib and Nachis mentioned, not just a horse, but the horse or horses, and not only the horses, but running horses. कसम एक घोड़े की नहीं, उन घोड़ों की खाता है जो बहुत ही खास है और जो भागते हुए घोड़े हैं, खड़े हुए, बैठे हुए, सुस्त घोड़ों की कसम नहीं खा रहा है. That is very important. We remember we were talking about how to read Faramin, Ayat, and other Ginans, etc. When we read those things, we must pay attention to the words which are used. And Allah's word are wise. Wisdom is hidden in His ayat. The batin and tawilat are hidden in His wisdomful words. So by those horses that run, snorting, with panting breath, कसम है उन भागते हुए घोड़ों की जो मुंह से स्नोट हाँपते हैं, आवाज निकालते हैं, शोर करते हुए, तेजी से भागने वालों की कसम. Let me tell you, just like there are words in the Quran which must represent a concept to the readers, to the mu'mineen, like mountain for intellect, water for ilm, heaven for higher ranks, zameen for lower ranks, matti for mominin, horses meaning isme azam. Horses meaning isme azam. Not a isme azam, but the isme azam. What is the difference between a isme azam and the isme azam? Anyone who has Quran in his home, they can find a isme azam or an isme azam from the Quran. We are not talking about that. We are talking about that particular isme azam bowl, which has been blessed and given by the Sahib Zaman, the isme azam. That particular horse or horses, multiple isme azams, but not that isme azam which is lazy, meaning not been used, sitting or slowly walking, not properly used. The one which is not properly recited. But the isme azam or isme azams which are running, properly recited in a fast and abundant manner. क्या फरमाया खुदा ने कि मैं कसम खाता हूं उन इसमें आजम की कि जो भागता हुआ इसमें आजम है, भूला हुआ नहीं, बैठा हुआ नहीं, खड़ा हुआ नहीं, भागता हुआ, तेजी से चलते हुए इसमें आजम की कसम खाता हूं. नाउ वी अंडरस्टैंड. अब बात समझ में आ गई कि खुदा क्यों घोड़े की कसम खाता है, क्योंकि इसमें आजम उसका खुद का प्यारा अस्माउल उसना है. इसमें आजम is near and dear to him as that is his beautiful name. Remember, when do and how do we swear upon something which is near and dear to us, something which is closer to us, something we love? Now it makes logic that Allah swears upon running, not the lazy one, not the sitting one, not the standing one, but the abundantly used and running isme azams. And what happens when isme azam is properly used, abundantly, in quantity, and used in such a manner that its speed is proper for the spiritual war, for the declaring the war against your carnal soul. That is Isme Azam. And what are the benefits? What would be the end result of the Isme Azam, which is heavily, abundantly used in a great quantity with a great speed? What will be the end result of that? When this Isme Azam will run right into your carnal soul, into your dead, rock, solid, carnal soul. If you take two hard rocks and if you rub them together, what happens? Your solid Isme Azam and your solid rock carnal soul, when they both are touched, when your Isme Azam will strike your carnal soul, it will make a spark. That is the first light that Mu'min ever will see. We were talking about last week. कि क्या मतलब है कि अंदर से शोले उठेंगे, चिंगारी उठेंगी. भाई किस तरह से उठेगी ये चिंगारी? क्योंकि अगर हमारा इसमें आजम मजबूत और खूब चलता हुआ है, और जब वो हमारे नफ्स से अमारा पर चोट मारता है तो वहां से स्पार्क निकलता है, जिसको हम अपनी सादा जबान में नूर की चिंगारी कहते हैं. नूर का शोला. In our simple language, we call it the spark of the Noor, the first light, the beginning light. And that only and only happens. You have asked me this many times. When will this happen? How will this happen? There is your answer. What is the speed and the quantity of your Isme Azam? Are you running your horses properly? Are you running your Isme Azam correctly? Is your Isme Azam hitting your carnal soul? Is it creating that spark which you are looking for? That is up to you individually. Isme Azam cannot be like a lazy horse. It needs to be like a running horse with a much quantity and speed. And if you are able to do that, I have no doubt in my mind that you would, or you may have already experienced that first spark of this Noor. If your Isme Azam have hit correctly on your carnal soul, then there is no reason for those spark not to be seen. क्या कहा कि अगर आपने अपने इसमें आजम को दुरुस्त तरीके से कामयाबी के साथ चलाया है, उस तेजी से जिस तेजी से आपको प्रिस्क्राइब किया गया है, तो कोई वजह नहीं है कि अब तक आपके आलम शख्सी में नूर की एक चिंगारी ना उठी हो? क्या आपका इसमें आजम भागते हुए घोड़ों की तरह चल रहा है या खड़े हुए और सुस्त घोड़ों की तरह है? उसकी स्पीड कितनी है? उसका नंबर क्या है? कितनी मर्तबा आप 1 मिनट के अंदर अपने इसमें आजम को दोहराते हैं? Let's come to the third ayat. And I saw by the charger at the dawn. These horses, they do not charge, but early in the morning, at the time of dawn. What kind of horses are they? That they only run early in the morning? Or are we talking about the Isme Azam and Ibadat of 4 o'clock? अल्लाह कसम खाता है उन भागते हुए इसमें आजम की जो आपके नफ्से अमारा पर चोट मारकर चिंगारी उड़ाता है, और वो इसमें आजम जो सुबह ही सुबह, अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, एट द टाइम ऑफ डॉन, 4 बजे सुबह को दौड़ता है, दौड़ता है, खड़ा नहीं है, बैठा हुआ नहीं है, सुस्त नहीं है, चार्जिंग। आयत नंबर 4। और ये भागते हुए उसमें से गुबार को उड़ाता है, चार्जिंग and rising a cloud of dust within. What does this mean? ये कौन से गुबार की बात हो रही है? ये कौन से गुबार है? What kind of cloud of dust particles are we speaking of? You must have heard that we have many millions of particles of soul within our personal world. Mostly they are sleeping or khabinda. Sleeping यानी कि खाबिंदा, और फ्रोजन यानी कि मुंजमीद। हमारे अंदर मिलियंस ऑफ पार्टिकल्स है रूह के, जो या तो सोए हुए हैं, खाबिंदा है, या तो जमे हुए हैं, मुंजमीद है। We have a millions of particles of soul. Either they are sleeping or frozen. When this Isme Azam runs at such a great speed, it wakes all of those particles up, unthaw the frozen particles, and they makes a great cloud of dust. जिस तरह से हम मिट्टी को साफ करते हैं, अगर हम अपने दिल के ऊपर से, अपनी रूह के ऊपर से मिट्टी को साफ करेंगे तो उसमें से गुबार उठेगा। Just like we clean the dust from our heart, our soul, a cloud of dust will rise. And that is due to the running Isme Azam in quantity. Do not recite your Isme Azam slowly or lazily. It needs to run like a running horses, charging horses. How would you attack your enemy, your carnal soul, your shaitan in you? Would you attack lazily, slowly, or will you attack hard with such a great speed that your shaitan has no chance of surviving? How would you attack and charge your carnal soul? Touching it or striking it and killing it? When you do that, that is the moment when the first light will shine and spark in your personal world. Let's look at number 5. Then penetrate into the center of the enemy, center of the carnal soul, center of your shaitan. You wanted to penetrate right in the middle of it to destroy it completely. To destroy that completely. That is how you will penetrate, not by lazily, but by charging, striking with a heavy hand. We kill our enemy, carnal soul, shaitan, and we penetrate that frozen particles soul and to awake our Batini eyes and the ears and the senses. Now, number 6, 7, and 8 are very strange ayat, and you can only understand if you have understood number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you have not understood so far, then you will not understand, nor it would make any sense to you. Let me give you an example. If you still think that these horses are physical horses of the war, today we do not use horse for any war. We use planes and rockets, drones, tanks. We do not use horse. Nobody cares about the horse in the war anymore. And if this is still a physical story or understanding of the past, then the next 3 ayat will not make any sense. अगर अभी तक हमने पहली 5 आयतों को नहीं समझा है, तो हम अगली 3 आयतों को 6, 7 और 8 को नहीं समझ पाएंगे। अगर हमने पहली 5 आयतों को ये समझा है कि ये माजी का कोई किस्सा है, किसी जंग का कोई किस्सा है, तो हम कभी भी अगली 3 आयतों को नहीं समझ पाएंगे। So let's try, and I hope you have paid attention and have understood the first 5 ayat. And that is the only way the next 3 ayat will make any logical sense to you. All of a sudden, Allah, instead of talking about the horses, running horses, charging horses, penetrating horses, turns his face, talk, attention towards the human. Indeed, Allah's mankind is ungrateful toward his Rabb. all of a sudden, he changes the gear from the running horses to the mankind. And is criticizing the common mankind that you are so ungrateful for what Allah has given you. You are so ungrateful. Why Allah is speaking to the common mankind? Because you have not understood what is Isme Azam, what is ball, how to use and utilize that ball, how to take advantage of this Isme Azam, because you have not paid attention to it, and therefore, O mankind, you are ungrateful toward your Imam, toward your Lord. Imam have given you that Isme Azam, their running horse, and what did you do? How are you using it? What are you doing with it? You are so ungrateful because you have not understood what you have been given. क्या फरमाया कि लोगों तुम कितने नाशुक्र हो अपने खुदा के कि जो तुमको देने में आया है, जो इसमें आजम तुमको देने में आया है, उसको किस तरह से चलाना है, किस तरह से इस्तेमाल करना है, किस तरह से उससे फायदा उठाना है, तुमने नहीं समझा क्योंकि तुम इतने नाशुक्रगुजार हो कि तुमने पूछा भी नहीं कि इस इसमें आजम को हम कैसा इस्तेमाल करेंगे। कितने नाशुक्रगुजार हैं। Number 7, not only you are ungrateful, but you also know it. ना कि तुम ना शुक्रगुजार हो इस बात के, बल्कि तुम इस बात को जानते भी हो कि तुमको एक बहुत ही आला आसमानी इसमें आजम मिला है, तुमने उसको सही तरह इस्तेमाल नहीं किया। ना शुक्र भी हो और तुम इस बात को जानते भी हो। कभी तो हमने इसको इस्तेमाल ही नहीं किया, सोए पड़े हुए हैं। इस्तेमाल किया तो सुस्ती के साथ, इस्तेमाल किया तो आस्ते आस्ते ना समझकर। What did he say? Not only you are ungrateful, but you know it, because either you are not using it and sleeping at the time of its use, not waking up, or when you do wake up, you are not using it properly because you never ask how to. You never use the tool properly. And you never understood what has been given to you. That is your na shukr guzari, and you know it. और तुम इस बात को जानते भी हो। Last, and indeed, बेशक, in the love of wealth, he is intense. क्यों हम इबादत में नहीं उठते हैं? पैसे बनाने होते हैं तो फटाफट सुबह को 6 बजे उठ के भागते हैं। सुबह को 3 बजे अगर हमारा जॉब होता है तो 2 बजे उठ के हम पैसे के लिए भागते हैं, क्योंकि दौलत की लालच, दुनिया की लालच हमारे दिल में समोई हुई है, हमारे दिमाग के अंदर समोई हुई है, हमारे पूरे शरीर को कंट्रोल किया हुआ है। ये दुनिया की लालच है जिसमें हम गिरफ्तार हैं। It is the love and the greed of the wealth. Come on, be honest. How many times have you said, I cannot wake up for ibadat because I have to wake up early for my work? How many times have we said that? I cannot wake up early because I would be tired, then I will be not able to perform my work in the morning. The love and the greed of the wealth of the world, of the material things, have taken deep root in our heart. And we know it. There is no doubt about that. We can be honest to ourselves. We need to be honest to ourselves. We must be honest to ourselves. Those are the tawilat of this 8 ayat. I would leave you with some of the great understanding of this ayat. What has been explained to you has been explained by our dais, peers, arifin, and especially arif of our time have explained this in such a great detail that you will be amazed. And he has not only explained 8 of this ayat, but all 11 of this ayat. I would urge you, if you are the lover of the ilm, of the imam, of the Isme Azam, then read. We will share this with you at the end of this session, and I would hope and wish that you will read this. Let me stop here. Inshallah, this have opened your eyes and have given you the understanding. The question that you had asked at the end of last session was completely answered in today's session. G.
Thank you, Aziz sir. That was wonderful.